Two Sides, The Carry-On Circle. Chapter 8, One Step Ahead. Dewey snuck out the door and down the steps to find Marcos down there. Marcos turned around with a glossy eye. "Have you had any contact with the Carry-On Circle at all?" Dewey asked. "No, not since they ran," Marcos answered. "Well, I'm going to tell you this, that you can maybe benefit from it. We got a hot lead from an informant today that says they are on the border of Los Campos. Do you know anywhere that they might be?" Marcos said the outskirts of Los Campos lead into farmland. "I know there is a janky motel out there and gas stations. About 30 minutes from the south side is a town called Los Gatios, which you shouldn't believe everything you see at first glance. They are known for their farming, so I don't think they would be there." "Yeah, I've been there. There isn't really much there unless you are a resident. I see you go to great lengths to protect your cousin. Why not the Carry-On Circle?" Dewey asked. "They aren't blood," Marcos mumbled. Some time passed and the Bounties crossed paths with Marcos as he made his way back up to the apartment. "You didn't say anything, did you?" Gabriel asked. "Not about Antonio," Marcos replied. "Because when Dewey was down there talking to you, then he comes back and says they got a lead. That's suspicious as hell, nephew." Marcos sighed. "At this point I'm tired of this and want it to stop. I will still do anything to protect my family, but these people, the Carry-On Circle, are making it hell for us." "Now you're starting to get it," Gabriel said. It was just before midnight. The boys were taking in their last puffs of smoke on the patio while Bryn had been in the bathroom for a while doing God knows what. Hallie laid staring up at the ceiling with a blank mind. "We have been hiding out in plain sight for 3 days, and it's been exhausting. When can we safely get into hiding? Then we won't even have to worry about this, but at the same time, is this all worth it? Once we get into hiding, we just have to wait for this whole thing to blow over. Does it even work like that? I didn't do anything though, besides anything and everything illegal, then ran from it. Okay, maybe I did do something. Antonio promised all of us though that we would never have to do jail time. I guess when things grow so big it's hard to keep your promises. I would ride for any of the people in this room and some outside of here. Would it be reciprocated for me?" Hallie's thoughts were interrupted when the bathroom door swung wide open. "Hey, girl, Hey," Bryn shouted. Just then Zay and Zed were walking back in. "What did she take?" Zay asked. "I was just getting to that. Bryn, what are you on?" Hallie yelled. Bryn just laughed and flopped down on the bed. "What is that ringing?" Zed said, covering his ears. Bryn pulled out a buzzing phone from under her. "Take this stupid thing." Zay laughed. "It wasn't even that loud, brother." Zed looked in the prescription bottle that they kept their weed in. "I think something must have gotten mixed in with it and is messing my mind up." Zay narrowed his eyes. "I smoked the same thing you did?" "I swear you two are cracking under pressure and Hallie and I are the only sane ones here." "Ugh. I missed the call. How weird, for some reason there is no reception here where I can call back. But it looks like a voicemail was left." Hallie held the phone up to her ear. "Hey, guys, it's Marcos. Not sure why you didn't answer, but be on high alert because Scott and Beth just left here and they're heading your way, I think. They said they got a hot lead on the Carry-On Circle and had to dip. Hallie, if I was you, I would get the hell out of there." The phone fell out of her hands and it was like slow motion as it hit the ground. She looked everyone deep in their eyes a run. "What now?" Zed exclaimed. Zay rubbed his eyes. "What now, Hallie?" She swiftly packed up as much stuff as she could into a backpack. Marcos called, "Inhale and exhale, somebody snitched and the bounty hunters are on their way." There was a silence for a second, then Zay and Zed jumped into fight or flight mode. A panic overcame Hallie's voice. "Bryn, you have to sober up, we need to go now." "You know I'm tired of you always bossing me around, Dash," she snarked. Hallie raised both eyebrows and without hesitation slapped Bryn across the face. This is no time to play games. She looked at Zay and Zed, don't just stand there. Pick your jaws up off the floor and let's get going. Taking one last look in their room, they quickly shut the door behind them. Where are we going to go now? Zed asked. Anywhere we go they'll see us. Hallie looked to some bushes that rounded the corner to the side of the hotel. Go there, we should be able to watch what's going on. They crept into a little huddle of overgrown bushes and trees that camouflaged them from the lights and eyesight. Hallie was able to see from afar two big black SUVs serving into the parking lot, then a man and woman go into the lobby as three others surrounded the building. She could feel everyone's heart beating in sync as they crouched down. She whispered, move a little more in. Don't think we won't kick this door in, shouted Scott. Crack. God, Bryn, be quiet. Zed whispered. I'm sorry that there is a branch right here, she rolled her eyes. Headlights shined into the bushes where the carry-on circle laid. Hallie's eyes appeared over the shrubs to see more bodies running to surround the room. Guns, grab the guns and circle around the back. Scott ordered as the rest of the crew pulled up. Come on, we need to get out of here. We can sneak out from where they just came from. Zay said. Just one more minute. Hallie mumbled. Kick it in. Beth yelled. Hallie motioned to go now. Carry-on circle hid in the shadows and dodged through the leaves. They could hear faint yelling from the back. Not knowing where to go now, their best option was to hide in plain sight. They escaped this time, but the next isn't guaranteed. They followed the road up to the nearest little gas station where they could hide out until the bounty hunters left. Hallie tried to catch her breath before giving the next directions. We gasped, will breathe, hide around back and dodge cameras. Someone goes inside and asks for the bathroom key. While we wait, I'll call Marcos to see if he will come pick us up and can take us to the ranch. The phone blared next to Marcos's ear, awakening him from his slumber. Hello, who's this? Marcos, thank God. You were right, they totally did come here and raid us. We are hiding out in the gas station a little up the street from the motel. Can you please come pick us up and take us to the ranch? He paused. Of course he was fed up with the situation, but he still felt the need to help. Hello, Marcos? She said again. I can come get you, but I can't take you to the ranch. It's too risky going there at night. Then where are we supposed to go? She asked. Marcos hesitated. Being back at home is better than hiding out in a bathroom all night? You can figure it out. Hallie was taken aback. You mean we can't stay with you guys just for a few hours? The bounty hunters have been showing up to our house randomly. We can't take that chance. Wow, remember Marcos, we are the ones probably going down for your cousin. Hallie said. Okay, all right, fine. I will sneak you in while my Tio is asleep. Thank you. I'll be there in 30. Marcos replied. Marcos carefully grabbed his eyes out of the nightstand drawer and his jacket from the closet. He moved in the dark to avoid any complications. He took one step in front of the other, avoiding the creaks in the floor, and tiptoed to the door. He stopped in front of Gabriel's room to where he could see a pitch-black room through the door crack. He slowly unlocked the door and silently shut it behind him. He wouldn't be in the clear until he was down the road. Hallie turned to Zay and Zed. Marcos said we can stay with him, but we have to be out before Gabriel gets up. Could this be a trap? Zay asked. We don't have a choice. Where are we going to go? Hallie replied. Zed said, aren't we just starting back at square one? Hallie shook her head but didn't respond. At this time Bryn was back and kept dramatically sighing. Zay and Zed kept exchanging looks but didn't dare say anything. Zay thought, oh shit, something is about to go down. After a couple minutes Hallie had enough. Yes, Bryn, do you need to say something? Actually yes, I'm glad you asked Dash. Hallie interrupted, I don't need the attitude right now. Just share your feelings so we can move on. She scoffed, well. That's disrespectful. Hallie sat there quiet waiting for this to pass over. Bryn kept going, I just don't appreciate how you've been bossing us around this entire time and how you forced us out of our home. Like I don't know who put you in charge of all of us, but we should be able to take care of ourselves. The boys laughed. Zed chimed in. Yeah, try taking care of yourself and see how far that gets you. I'm not finished. Bryn said. Well, I'm finished listening. Do you understand what's going on? If we would have stayed at the Carry-On Circle house, then we would all be in jail right now. Don't yell at me for trying to keep you guys safe. Even in this situation, all you guys worry about is the next time you can get high. Hallie exclaimed. Zay said, hey, don't bring Zed and I into this. We have been following your lead. Hallie ignored him, if you feel I am bossing you around then you can run on your own. Bryn shouted, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place if it wasn't because of you. Hallie yelled back, what? You're not even making any sense. She held up Bryn's arm, lay off the drugs. Do you not see what it's doing to you? We used to be best friends. We did everything together. It started with an alliance because we were the only girls, which brought us closer. It was never me. I only got better with time, you got worse. I don't even recognize the person you are anymore. Bryn was silent. Headlights shined in through the frosted glass window above the bathroom door. Zay whispered, Marcos must be here. Hallie picked up her stuff and looked at Bryn, who wasn't moving. Are you coming with us? She asked. I don't know, I thought you guys wanted me out. Bryn replied. Hallie took a deep breath, just grab your stuff and let's get going. We aren't just going to leave you here. The car ride back was very awkward. Nobody spoke to anyone and Marcos didn't even attempt to start a conversation. Marcos knew deep inside that they wouldn't be in this situation if he didn't say anything. He was still torn about who he wanted to protect and who needed to be thrown under the bus. As they approached the apartment complex, Marcos whispered to them, let me go inside to clear the area and I'll come back out and give you guys the okay. Hallie looked to Bryn, who was sound asleep. I guess all that screaming tired her out, she laughed. Zay turned from the front seat and chuckled. Marcos waved from the top of the staircase. Zed pointed out, oop, that's our signal. It was weird being back in this house. The apartment layout was very similar to the Carry-On Circle just opposite. It almost felt like these homes were a thing of the past even though it had only been 3 days. That feeling set in of living across the way from here for years, making new memories every single day, then knowing you can never go back. No closure would come for most of them. The Carry-On Circle avoided stepping into the Mendoza house for months once Antonio started being secretive again. Now this was their only hope. Nobody could really sleep knowing Gabriel could wake up any minute. Instead, they hid away in Marcos's dark room with blankets covering the floor. Thank God the Mendozas had an unspoken rule about not going into each other's rooms, so they didn't have to worry about Gabriel coming in at any time. Just getting out would be difficult. Hallie spent the night continuing to stare up at the dark ceiling lit up by the moonlight of the open curtains. She knew the only way to keep her sanity was to get out. Save yourself, but what about the people I love? At this point, I need to put me first after years of being everyone's mother. The Carry-On Circle is going down quickly, so it's only a matter of time. The last of her thoughts until she drifted off to sleep.